you find it at all disagreeable to find yourself, and quite often your family, on more or less constant view?
Actually, I feel that a star owes it to her public to bring the public into her life. They feel, the fans feel that they kind of own you, and if you kept your life a complete secret, it wouldn't be fair to them. But my private life, and when I say private life, I mean private life, is always very private.
I know you gonna dig this. Get funky with me.
Everybody, how you doing today? Here I am in Slidell, Louisiana. Probably pronounce a few things wrong when I'm down in this area. That's the Rigolette's Bridge. Now, I was calling it the Rigolet. That was the pronunciation I kind of came up with. I think it's called Rigolette's Bridge. Right there. Let me flip the camera around. It's the old US 90. There's Interstate 10 just north of here. So I just came across the bridge that way, where this car is coming right now. But I gotta go that way to where I'm going to. This is a place I've always wanted to come to, always wanted to see. I've looked it up a million times on Street View, and it's been on my list. I didn't know when I was ever gonna make it down here. Here I am doing a video about Jayne Mansfield and where her tragic car accident occurred. There's been a lot of discrepancy about where it happened. Now, a gentleman who did a video about it, and is a local historian, I believe, he, with police records and all that, he put up an original memorial somewhere else. I think it was down that way. And then with police records and stuff, he pieced together exactly where it happened, and it's about a mile that way. So he moved the memorial himself. So it is a memorial on the side of the road. We're gonna go there. Jayne Mansfield. Now, I've listened to a lot of stuff and read a lot of stuff about her, and obviously we've all probably heard of her. She was a famous singer, actress, nightclub performer. She was leaving a nightclub in Biloxi, Mississippi, coming to New Orleans, which is this way, and it's so close. It's so close to here. She's with her driver, Ronnie, boyfriend Sam, 3 kids in the back, and her car plowed into the back of a somewhat stopped semi-truck that was behind another truck that was spraying insecticide. So it was so foggy around it from the insecticide. Slammed into it at 80 miles per hour, killing the 3 adults instantly. Jayne Mansfield had quite a career. I've been listening and reading a lot about it. Stuff I didn't know. I didn't know about her involvement with the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey. This is where it gets a little weird. Apparently, she had a mild interest in it, and she had been involved somewhat with Anton, who was the head of the Church of Satan, and she was dating Sam Brody at the time. And apparently, he put a curse on Sam Brody and told Jayne to stay away from him. And some bad luck befell Sam Brody. And finally, down here, they were both killed. Now, you gotta kind of believe in all that sort of stuff, of curses and all that, but that was just an interesting side note I picked up on. But she was called the poor man's Marilyn Monroe, which I think is a shitty thing to say. Call anyone the poor man's whatever. But that's what they called her. And after Marilyn passed away, Jayne had always wanted to be a celebrity, had always wanted to be famous, and she became famous. She lived in Marilyn's shadow. But then once Marilyn passed away, Jayne her career kind of waned. And she went back to performing in nightclubs, and that's what she was doing in Biloxi, Mississippi. So we're going to make a drive, find that crash location, tell you a little bit more about Jayne Mansfield. Of course, we all know probably her daughter, Mariska Hargitay, Law and Order, Olivia Benson. That's Jayne Mansfield's daughter. And her father's Mickey Hargitay. He was Mr. Universe, and he was performing in a show with Mae West, and that's where Jayne Mansfield met him. And Mae West was not happy about that. He called a press conference to say, no. And Mickey Hargitay apparently called the press conference and said, yeah, I'm with Jayne now. There's lots of weird little stories. Now, if you saw the beginning of the video, I put in a clip of two different things. Those bars, those red and white bars in the back of the semi that I was behind, those are called Mansfield bars. And do you know why? It took a while for the trucking association to agree to it, but they're put on there as a safety measure, and they're named after Jayne Mansfield. And I drove through so many swamps on either side, and it's really crazy because I've always wanted to see this area. I've never been down here. It is nuts because I'm obsessed with alligators. This is just a little side note. This video is about Jayne Mansfield, but I'm obsessed with alligators, always have been. So I kept thinking I saw them, and I kept slowing down. So I wanted to show you what it looks like to drive through there. There's old houses on the opposite side of the swamp. Some that look like boat houses, some look like they still used, some not. Really crazy. I'm having irrational thoughts of seeing alligators everywhere because this is alligator central. But of course I haven't seen it yet. The slime sunning themselves. It's a nice sunny day. And this seems to be some sort of fort something. And it says closed, but the gates are wide open. But I'm here about Jayne Mansfield. So let's go cross that bridge, find the monument. We're looking for, well, we'll see. I know what I'm looking for. Let's go. Hey kitty. Hello. Down here in the bayou. What's your name? Are you Cajun man? Cajun cat. Oh, Cajun cat. What's up? I'm getting close to the crash location, but I just wanted to show you this place called Cajun Encounters that I just encountered on the way. This whole business here. And they don't guarantee that you'll see alligators because they run up and down the river, or swim up and down the river, but pretty much on every tour you see one. So it's very cool that I just stopped here. But the last boat already went out. Otherwise, I probably would have stopped singing in the background. Probably would have done a tour. Brad Pitt's been here, Tommy Lee, Jason Lee, Usher, Stone Temple Pilots, Forrest Whitaker. Had photos of them all up in there. That was cool. But I wasn't expecting this other bridge that we're about to cross over. So Cajun Encounters, what it's called. And we're going to try to find that location, the crash location, because the woman inside did not know anything about it. At all. And it's a pretty famous thing that happened here. So I thought that was odd. I should mention Jayne's buried in Pennsylvania in a heart-shaped grave. I've not visited that yet. Another thing I wanted to talk about was her house apparently was cursed. Her famous pink palace. Engelbert Humperdinck. Him, After the Lovin', I think was his big hit. He lived there. He thought it was haunted. Ringo Starr tried to have it painted because it was pink. He was a friend of Jayne Mansfield. Ringo Starr, and it, God, what the hell's going on here? Had to have it painted. He wanted it painted white, and it turned back pink twice. This is all legend. Mama Cass lived in Jayne's pink palace. And then when she left to go to London, her husband was left behind to redecorate the house. And of course she tragically died when she was in London. The Pink Palace was eventually torn down, but everybody that lived there after her said they had strange occurrences in the house. Strange experiences. And the car that Jayne Mansfield was traveling in that night is actually owned by my friend. What happened here? Oh, my friend Scott Michaels from Dearly Departed Find a Death website. And I've seen it. I've been there. And when Dearly Departed was open, Scott is a great guy. You should go to his website. You can buy some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And I was there when they opened, just before the museum opened. It's closed now, sadly. And him and I walked around, and we were going to do a video, and then he was asking me, well, maybe wait till the museum is open, you know, that way to get people to come there, sort of thing. So I have all this footage of just before they open. I have footage of the car. I'm going to try to find that. I'll insert it now. I know I still have it. I just don't know what, like where. I dump a lot of my footage onto my laptop, then onto hard drives. So I got to search for it, but I should have it of me walking around Jayne Mansfield's car, the one that she was traveling in, right down this road when she was tragically killed. So thanks to Scott Michaels for that footage, and if you don't follow his channel, you should, Dearly Departed. We're crossing the West Pearl River. I hope I'm going in the right direction. Cars whip along. That's not going too fast, but the cars have been whipping back and forth along here. And there's absolutely no lights down here. And I can only imagine back in 1967 how dark it would be. Really, really dark. There's no lights now, there's no lights then. So, yeah, and lots of people fishing into the swamps. And I think that is just odd, because I'd be freaked out about no alligators. Irrational or not, I don't know. Sitting by the swamps in Louisiana, just sitting, relaxing. I wouldn't be relaxed. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna stop at this little fishing hole. I want to see what I can see. Pretty cool. If you want. I do YouTube, yeah. How did you know? Yeah, I'm from Canada. I travel the country doing this. But okay, so are you not afraid of alligators when you're here?
Yeah, kind of.
You are? Yeah. So there's alligators in here for sure?
Yeah, we saw one yesterday over there.
Wow.
So we had to go.
That's why I stopped. That's crazy. What are you fishing for? Like
Crab.
crab? Oh, really? Have you caught any? Have you caught any today?
Yes. Over here and over there in the bucket.
Oh, wow. That's wild. What's that you put on there?
Huh?
What's that?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Crab in the bucket. So you're not afraid when you're that close? You're not afraid that close?
¿No le da miedo, dice? No?
No, I would be.
I am. But I'm still here.
So you saw one down here before? This is absolutely ridiculous that I'm walking down here through this swampy marsh. Take me back to Detroit. What is happening? Yeah, I'm not going to go too close to the water. This is probably, like I said, it's irrational, but she saw one. I mean, she just said she saw one down here. Oh my God. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't see any right now. Now, apparently, what I've read about alligators, I mean, they are dormant during the winter months. This is December, but it's beautiful out. It's sunny, and they do come up to sun themselves. and they don't sweat. There's something right there. They don't sweat, so they breathe out their mouth. Or they sit on the banks with their mouth wide open. Usually, seen that at gator farms and stuff. But even if they're dormant and underneath, and they find cool places to hibernate, but it's not hibernate. It's called something else when alligators do it. But and they stay underwater for a long time. If I get too close and if they're under the water, I don't think they're going to be like, oh no, Bill, it's December. You can't go attack that human. You can't. Oh, Dan, look, he's right there. He's right there. Bill, it's December. We're dormant. We're not supposed to. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's going through their mind. I think they would just take what they can get when they can get it. So that's why I don't trust alligators. But I see people petting them and carrying them around and stuff, and I don't get that. Anyway. Come on, Dan. Dan, he's right there. Look at his little chicken legs. Look at them. Don't they look good? They do, but it's December. We're not supposed to be out. Alright, here we go. Some people looking for alligators. I'm going to continue on looking for the crash site. I think I was going in the wrong direction completely. So here I am. I was driving in the complete wrong direction that whole time. Like when I went to the Cajun Encounters, I was talking to the fisher people, the people fishing. My compass on my car, like built into the rearview mirror, was saying I was going east, and I was of the Rigolette's Bridge, and I went far east, and I knew that was wrong. I wasn't getting any service, any data. And I knew that it was about a mile west of the bridge, so I kept going, and I was like, I know I'm going wrong. So I think what I had, the address and the coordinates that I put in was for the old location, which is where people think it happened, thought it happened, but it's right there. So normally I wouldn't include all that. Like I would not show, just kind of I don't know. I'm not Diane Sawyer, like is what I said. I'm my biggest pleasure of doing YouTube is when people say that it feels like they're there with me, and you're with me on all these journeys. So sometimes I like to show more of what's going on. Somebody's calling me now from Toronto. Hold on. See, perfect example. I just answered the phone. I wouldn't normally answer the phone, but it was a Toronto number, so that's where I'm from. I was like, what's it? Asking me if I'm still happy with my home, and then is this Regina? They kept asking me, is this Regina? Normally I wouldn't include this either, but how bizarre was that? A lot of people calling about that. If I want to sell my home. No, I like Toronto. I love living there. This is beautiful though down here. You see the houses on the stilts because of the hurricanes. Here's the memorial here. Now I'm going to start talking more about Jayne Mansfield again. This would have been a really, really dark area. I knew to look for that marina as well. I don't get starstruck by celebrities at all, really. I get starstruck though when I see structures and buildings that I've looked up on Google Street View and all that sort of thing, or pictures from back in the day and line them up. It's always like I just passed another building right at the bottom, the base of Rigolette's Bridge, and I was just like, oh my god, that's the building I always looked up to, and then went along to find this memorial. So I don't know, it's weird to get starstruck by something like that, but it would have been a really dark night. Car would have been coming this way, like going that way. And right here. And there should be, yep, there's a pink heart on the road right here. So if you're in Slidell, you're gonna look for Island Store right there. And then directly across the street almost, it's just Highway 90. Go west off the bridge. And look there, there's a pink heart spray painted for Jayne Mansfield right there. And here's the memorial. The crash occurred right here. This is the actual real crash location. And it looks like people come out here still and leave some stuff. And the gentleman who made this, thank you to him, because he originally put up a monument somewhere else. I believe back towards where I was. And then he figured out, no. This is the actual place. I can't remember his name or his YouTube channel. I'll put something on right now on the screen to thank him, because this is a big deal for him to come out and do it. So for him to change what he did, you know, correct his mistake, and then to build something like this. I believe it was the same guy that built this. But yeah, it's really impressive. And there she is in the middle. She was beautiful. And I'm going to go closer. She looks a lot like Mariska. Olivia Benson. And then here you've got Ronald Harrison, 1947, March 22nd. He was only 20. He was the driver. Jayne Mansfield, born April 19th, 1933. And Samuel Brody, born September 11th, 1920. 1926. It's Marshy. Yeah, this is the memorial to Jayne Mansfield right here. Now, there's an urban legend that she was decapitated in this car accident, and that's not true. She was not. They found blonde hair tangled up in the wreck of the windshield, and it was actually a wig she was wearing. But there was also possibly parts of her real hair and her scalp in the windshield because she hit the windshield. Ron, Jane, and Sam all died right here. And like I stated, back in the day, 33, 21, 54 years ago, this would have been a really, really lonely, dark stretch of road. Like, there wouldn't have been much going on here. They're so close to New Orleans. They were so close to their final destination. It's a bit of a drive that way to Biloxi, and they were so close. So sad. There's a lot of stuff on the side of the road. I don't know what some of it is, but I've seen a lot of strewn about garbage and things like that. Garbage bags, but the swamp's right there. You really can't miss the memorial when you're driving by. That pole behind it, I don't know if that was always there. I don't see any other poles. But the the pink heart is the actual location where they slammed it in the back of that semi-truck. Right there. That's not helping, man. So this is where I wanted to come. I'm glad you got to come along with me. I'm looking at it right now. And like I said, if you're gonna come out here, be careful because it's very itchy now. I was in a t-shirt, I still am, but I put a jacket on because I was getting eaten alive, but I'm wearing shorts and it's just, yeah. I take this very seriously. This is an accident location. There's somebody died, but I am having a little bit of more of a lighthearted touch with this. If you see my grave videos and anything to do with true crime, I take it very seriously and with the utmost respect for the victims. But I've just been driving around and kind of filming the area and talking about something, so maybe I've been a little flip or candid, but you know, that's just how it is today. But hope Ron, Sam, and Jayne are resting peacefully. As a huge Law & Order SVU fan, this was bittersweet to see. It's interesting. It's part of American history, pop culture history, and that's what I do. Rest in peace to the 3 victims, and thanks all for coming along with me. Okay, until next time, peace out. Told you I'm 7 feet tall. Now just be careful, like the roads, if you're gonna park here, right now it's pretty quiet for some reason, but the cars were whipping along here just a moment ago. So just be careful. Always be careful. And watch out for alligators. Wherever you live, they'll find a way to find you. They will. There's probably a few watching me right now, just waiting for their opportunity. Not today, Bill and Dan. Not today.